Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are here with the last video of Spooktober. Last mukbang video of Spooktober. So today we have, this probably looks kind of gross on camera, but it's so good. This is a recipe that I got from my aunt. I don't even know if she knows I have this recipe, but I got through it, my dad had it at her house once and he told me about it, and then I made it, and then I've just kind of put my own twist on it over the years. But it's chicken peppercini soup. So it's like those little peppercini peppers that you get when you order pizza, and you just use that, and it's just chicken and whatever vegetables you have laying around. And then I like to throw rice in there too, so it's kind of soupy but not soupy. Has some potatoes and some carrots. It's just the perfect food. I made it for dinner yesterday and I just didn't feel like going and getting something or eating ramen because I had ramen yesterday. So I made this for dinner last night. I made a big pot, so I just decided to throw it in my little electric pot so that we can keep it nice and warm while we tell the story. So yeah. And this is perfect too because here in Texas it is 35 degrees. It is freezing. So this is the perfect food for this weather. So how many of y'all check your candy to make sure it's not tampered with? So growing up, we used to check ours all the time. And then as I became a teenager and would go trick-or-treating, I would check as I'm eating it. So today's final case around Halloween is about the Candyman, the original Candyman. So in 1974 in Deer Park, Texas, which is Houston area type. If y'all want me to, I can leave the recipe down below. There's not going to be measurements though. Just a heads up. I don't measure shit out. The only thing I measure out is whenever I'm baking stuff. Because you kind of need that flour and stuff exact to make an exact amount. But things like this, I just kind of throw in and just taste as I go. So 1974, Halloween night in Deer Park, Texas. People are getting ready to go out trick-or-treating. And one of those families is the O'Bryan family. Now you have Timothy O'Bryan, who is 7 years old, I believe. And his sister, Elizabeth, who's a little bit younger. Now, their dad is the one who's going to take them out trick-or-treating, and his name is Ronald. So they go to a friend's house and have dinner, and then they go trick-or-treating after. So everything's going great. The weather's a little bit bad, so they only ended up doing 2 streets. So I think their street and the next street over. I'm sorry, I'm so hungry. I'm trying to tell the story, but also I'm just so hungry right now that I'm just really focused on this food. I haven't ate yet, and it's 1 o'clock. They're out trick-or-treating, and pretty much every house they're getting candy from. There's one house though, it's dark, but their front door's kind of covered by a wall, and so the kids, I think there's 4 kids total, 2, Ronald and Elizabeth, and then the friend of the family had 2 kids also. So they go and knock on the door, and no one answers. And you know when you're trick-or-treating, you're impatient as hell. Time is money, okay? Especially if it's on a weeknight or a school night. This year it's on a Saturday, but COVID, there's no telling what's really gonna happen. So you're on a time crunch. The kids are like, forget this. We're going to the next house. We need candy. Time is money. Time is candy. But Ronald stays back for about maybe 30 seconds to a minute. He comes back out a minute or so later, catches up with the group, was already at like the next house, probably even 2 houses down already by now. And he comes back with these 5 or 6 long pixie sticks. They're like almost 2 feet long. And he was like, look, they were actually home. Here's the candy that they gave me. So each kid takes one, and the other ones he just keeps as extra for now. Now, they're not going back to the front of the family's house because it starts raining. So they're all going, inspecting all their candy, whatnot. They get a knock at the door. It's another trick-or-treater. And Ronald's like, don't worry, I got it. I'll answer it. He answers the door, gives the kid some candy, and also gives the kid a pixie stick. And he recognizes the kid too because the kid was actually, went to the same church that Ronald sang in the choir and whatnot. Isn't it funny how the people that go to church, let me not even get into that, but it's just funny how it's the people that you think are innocent or would be innocent that are the guilty ones. And then another kid gets the other pixie stick. And the kids are trying to eat the candy, and Ronald's like, no, 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 let's wait, let's wait. So it's kind of weird. And then Ronald's like, okay, let's go home. He tells the kids, you know what, before you go to bed, you can have 1 piece of candy, but y'all should really do those pixie sticks. Those pixie sticks, those are a hot commodity this year. A lot of people really want those pixie sticks, and y'all are lucky that y'all got those, so y'all should choose those pixie sticks as the candy that you eat tonight. Elizabeth is like, nah, 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 I want something else. So Elizabeth chooses something else. And Ronald's like kind of mad. He's like, dang it. But he's able to manipulate Timothy into eating the pixie stick. Instantly, Timothy complains about it. He's like, this tastes really bitter. So Ronald's like, okay, I'll go make you some Kool-Aid. Timothy chugs the Kool-Aid and still feels really sick. Now he's feeling really nauseous. He runs to the bathroom and goes and throws up in the bathroom. Now, within minutes, Timothy is now like having a seizure and almost like convulsing. Ronald is holding him. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I have no idea what's going on. And Timothy falls limp in his own father's arms. So Ronald's like, oh my gosh. So he calls 911. He's like, I don't know what just happened to my kid. Like, he just ate some candy and now he's like passed out and he's not responding. Like, I don't know what's going on. I need help. Timothy ended up passing away, I believe, in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. I don't think he made it to the hospital alive. So they run tests on him. And they have some pretty scary findings. They find cyanide in his system, enough to kill 2 adult people. And they realize that's in the pixie stick. So the cops are instantly taking this serious because, you know, right now they're thinking that Ronald's innocent. This is all like some person that's trying to ruin Halloween for everyone. So they go back to the neighborhood and they go door to door, waking everyone up, asking if they handed out pixie sticks. Everyone is saying no. And by this time, Ronald's story keeps on changing a few different times. First it was this house I gave it out. Then it was this house. And then he goes, you know what, actually, it's that house that has no lights on. That house right over there. So the cops go, and by this time I think the guy was home from work. And they question him and his story checks out. Because he was at work the whole night. He did not hand out candy at all that Halloween year. His daughter and his wife did earlier that night, but they ran out of candy early and turned off the lights and went to bed. And they never handed out pixie sticks. And no one else in the neighborhood either handed out pixie sticks. But I guess when the cops did the door-to-door knocking, they also asked the parents to like confiscate if the kids were given pixie sticks. So all the pixie sticks were turned back in. They all tested and each one had at least enough to kill 3 adult people in each pixie stick. And the top was cut and then it was resealed with a staple. Also, another eerie thing that happened with the pixie sticks is one kid, he was trying to eat it in his bed. But couldn't get it open, so they assumed that he just fell asleep trying to open it. So I guess it was good in a way that he stapled it shut because it was like impossible. And back then too, pixie sticks were like in like a plastic type thing, so it wasn't in the paper, so you can't just like rip it off and then like how the new pixie sticks are. I personally love pixie sticks too. I think just because it's just pure sugar. That's probably why I love it so much. Well, I'm actually getting full. So, finally they start asking Ronald. They're like, alright sir, these stories aren't adding up. You're looking a little fishy. So they start looking into him. Turns out, Ronald recently, in the past month or so, had taken out life insurance on both of his kids, who are only 7 and like 5 or 4. I understand being prepared for the worst, but your kids are literally just brought into the world. Like, why are you worried about their life insurance? So, he took out life insurance that equaled about $60,000 with both of them, and that he was in over $100,000 worth of debt. And the wife in the interview said that she refused to put the kids on life insurance. And she did not want that, and she told him no, and that she didn't even know that they had life insurance on the kids. I feel so bad for her. So, they look into it more. His house is being foreclosed on. He can't keep a job either. He's had over 20 jobs in the past 10 years. That's a lot, honestly. I mean, I know it's 10 years, but over 20 jobs in 10 years? Like, that's at least 2 jobs a year. And he worked at I want to say oncology. I can't remember where he worked, but it was like kind of like science-y in a way. And he had like a weird fascination with cyanide, is what his coworkers were saying. I mean, he's even been reported walking into like chemical places, asking like about cyanide, how much can kill a person. like how much is fatal, where he can buy cyanide. One of the places he tried to buy cyanide from them, but they were like, okay, you can buy it, but you have to buy it in 5-pound increments. And he was like, okay, that's a lot. So all signs just kept on pointing to him. They finally, well, at first he pleaded not guilty, I believe. He was sentenced, he was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to life, or not life, but the death sentence. I want to read y'all what he said too. Hold on. Let's read his last words, because I thought it was very interesting. So he was executed March 30th of 1984. So his trial, I believe, was in 75. He was sentenced in 75. So he was executed pretty quickly, because now I think it takes at least like 10 to like 30 years to be like put down on death row. Like it takes a long time now to like it's, you're pretty quickly sentenced to it, but excuse me. But there are a lot of people sitting on death row waiting to be, you know, this is his last word. What is about to transpire in a few moments is wrong. Excuse me? Wrong? You tried to kill both of your kids so that you could get money. And one of them you did kill, and now the other one is left without a brother. Excuse me? Okay, anyway. However, we as human beings do make mistakes and errors. I agree, but killing your own child is not a mistake. That is like intent. That's not an error. That is, you thought about this for a while. Because also, to the reports about him asking about cyanide and looking into the life insurance policy started like a year before Timothy was killed. So this was like definitely premeditated. This was not like, oh my god, like I'm so stressed about these bills, like I need to do something right then and there. No, he thought about this for a very long time. This execution is one of those wrongs, yet doesn't mean our whole system of justice is wrong. Therefore, I would forgive all who have taken part in any way in my death, also to anyone I offended in any way during my 39 years. I pray and ask for your forgiveness, just as I forgive anyone who offended me in any way. And I pray and ask God's forgiveness for all of us respectfully as human beings. To my loved ones, I extend my undying love. To those close to me, know in your hearts I love you one and all. God bless you all, and may God's blessings always be yours. Ronald C. O'Brien. P.S. During this time here, I have been treated well by all TDC personnel. So, killing your child was not a mistake. So the wife, she ended up divorcing him after the sentence was after I think the charges were charged. She ended up remarrying. I think she ended up having another kid. I'm not sure. But I'm sure it's hard for her to like live her life, you know? But at least with that, she doesn't have to worry about him like getting out and like trying to get revenge or anything like that. But yeah, that is the story of the Candyman. For a few years after that, in Deer Park, Texas, Halloween was kind of like, which sucks because that's such a fun holiday. Like, I think it's one of my favorite. I don't know. I think it is my favorite. But yeah, Halloween kind of came to a halt for a while in that area of Texas just because people were still kind of spooked about what happened. I I feel like I read somewhere that they like have like a statue or something of Timothy O'Bryan. I can't remember. I might be making that up in my head. I might be getting that mixed up with a different crime case. Which is sad that I'm getting that kid being killed mixed up with another kid being killed. Yeah, or kids being killed. So that's confusing, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun this whole month doing Spooktober with you guys. Yeah, but be sure to like and subscribe, comment down below. I love interacting with you guys, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.